Hello everybody, it's your girl Asia from Rant's Fangirl channel. Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been MIA. That's really because I really haven't been having too much to talk about as far when it comes to this channel. I just been really focusing on trying to watch, BoJack Horseman and get all caught up with Ben 10 and the new Amazing World Gumball series. I just been really focusing on that. I did want to talk about season 3 and season 4 for BoJack Horseman, but I realized when I talk about other things besides Degrassi, y'all really don't show me a lot of love. So I feel like I'm not going to make a video, talking if you guys aren't really going to show me that support. So we're back to making Degrassi videos. Once again, like I always say, when I go back and watch a season, there's some things I always point out differently, and I wanted to make a video about this. And it's not just going to be a Degrassi thing. I'm going to be mentioning other shit too from different shows. Okay, so for this video, I want to talk about why is it okay for female characters to play different sides when it comes to guys and not be called out on it for their shit, for basically being called out for it's not okay to play with someone's feelings. But if a guy does it, he's automatically plastered as a hoe, or he's playing with their feelings. I want to know, why is it the same treatment for female characters? There's a double standard, and there seem to be some type of excuses. Me personally, I don't make excuses. Like I said, there's something when I watch Degrassi that makes me look at things completely different. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be mentioning other shit too from different shows. But there are two love triangles in Degrassi specifically that makes me feel like, why the fuck was it okay for Claire to do this, and why the fuck was it okay for Maya to do that? So let's talk about it. Before I even get to that, I'm going to mention the other two as well, right? Okay, so in the summer I turned pretty right. Why is it okay for Belly to basically flip-flop from Jeremiah to Conrad? Why is it okay? I know it was all part of a book and things of that nature, but if this was real life, she wouldn't be able to get away with that shit. She wouldn't. If this was real life, there's no way in hell that if Conrad and Jeremiah were real people, that they would still want to be with Belly. You can't tell me that there is. Why? Because, number one, I personally don't want to be with anybody who just indecisive and don't know what the fuck they want. I feel like you shouldn't have to be torn between two people. I get the whole concept of being in love with more than one person. Okay, that's understandable. But at the same time, it's like she gets away with it by being indecisive and being confused. Same thing with Elena, right? And the Vampire Diaries. Why was it okay for Elena to drive a wedge between both Stefan and Damon? And people gonna say, oh, driving a wedge between them, that happened way before Elena. Sure, Catherine started that. But then again, why was it okay for Elena to be with Stefan and still have feelings for Damon, and string Stefan along to thinking that she actually wanted to be with him even though she liked the Damon? Why was it okay for her to be indecisive and confused? Because she's a female, so it's just okay? Why was it okay for Brooke to play games with Lucas in season 3 for One Tree Hill? Why was it okay for her to just do all these games and all these challenges and initiations for him? Why was it okay? Because he cheated on her? He broke her trust? So it was okay for her to string him along? But if the situation was different, if Brooke was the one who cheated and broke Lucas' trust, and he in season 3 was making her go through all these games and initiations, y'all would be ready to hang him by a cross and rebuke him to hell. Y'all cannot say that y'all wouldn't, because y'all absolutely would. Because I see when it comes to female characters and male characters, when they're driven between two girls, that y'all treat them completely different. There's a complete double standard, and I'm tired of the shit, honestly. I had to speak on it, because I'm not sure if I ever made a video about this when it comes to Degrassi, or just Out of Mind, and added other TV shows in there as well for an example, but I'm going to do it now. Oh, and another TV show I've been recently watching is Bates Motel. That's a really good show. Really good show. I just want to say that. So, like I said, when it comes to the two love triangles in Degrassi, I want to talk about the Maya, Miles, and Zig, and I want to talk about the Claire, Drew, and Eli one. I don't necessarily feel like that was a love triangle, in my opinion, but I'm just going to say love triangle because I know a lot of people say that it felt like a love. Me personally, it didn't feel like a love triangle. Why? Because Claire wasn't with Drew. She just slept with him, and she wasn't in love with him. So she wasn't really trapped between being with him or being with Eli, if that makes sense. Because at the end of season 13, she was going to pick Eli. So I don't really look at it as a love triangle. What I will say is this. Why was it for Claire to not be called on for her emotionally cheating and doing what she was doing behind Eli's back? Okay? Let me talk about that first, since I hate it the most. Claire. Okay, so season 13, Eli told Claire that he kissed somebody else, basically saying he cheated on her, right? He told her the next day after it happened. In the episode when Drew and Bianca broke up, Claire and Drew kissed, right? They both were feeling really sad because, you know, he just got done breaking up with Bianca and he wanted her to be happy. Claire feels like she don't know she should be with Eli until he come back, and in the heat and all that, her and Drew kissed, right? Okay, that was Degrassi's first mistake. They should have never done that. Why? Because it was unnecessary and unneeded, number one. Number two, Claire gets on my motherfucking nerves in the 13 because she acts like she had to be with Eli. No, you did not. If Eli did what the fuck he did with another woman, you as a human being, you don't have to take him back. Even though you and him been together for a long time and you and him say y'all will both work at the long distance, me personally, I don't believe in a long distance relationship. I feel like Eli was not trying to put it on Claire that he cheated, that she was the reason. I think what he was saying is that, you know, long distance is hard, and anybody who's in a relationship, you crave for intimacy. You crave for an emotional connection. You crave for a physical connection. I'm not saying what he did was right, because it isn't, but I understood what he was trying to say. Like, Claire, long distance is really hard, and I think him and Claire both felt like that if their relationship was strong enough, they didn't feel like they needed to crave each other in an emotional or physical way, in an intimate way. But obviously, it's not that their relationship isn't strong. It's just that if you're in a relationship with someone, you want to feel that intimate connection. And I'm not saying Eli is right by seeking that out into somebody else. But at the end of the day, y'all have no problem calling him out for seeking it out into another female. But why don't y'all ever hold Claire to the same fucking standard? Claire did not love Drew. She was not in love with him. She was attracted to Drew sexually, okay? Not emotionally. None of that shit that they try to make you feel like that. That's what it was. No, niggas. Stop it. Stop it. Stop fucking playing with me. Stop acting like I'm tripping, because I'm fucking not. Claire seeked Drew sexually. Why? Because y'all are so quick to point it out on Eli for saying, oh, he was wrong for calling her a whore. How is he mad at her being pregnant by a different guy when he cheated first? First of all, Eli has every right to be mad at Claire for getting pregnant and not say anything. Why? Because me and you have been talking about planning our future together, moving in, doing this and that, and you have not yet brought up about you carrying another guy's baby. How could you possibly even be thinking about being together with me when you and him are going to be raising a family? And for her to feel like that doesn't make any difference or it doesn't change anything, it changes everything. It changes everything. Everything. If Eli felt like he couldn't be with Claire because Drew was in the picture, he's entitled to that. You feel me? A lot of people don't want to date people that has kids because they don't want to be caught in between mess. Because that's sometimes what it is. It's just messy. And he can feel like he doesn't want to be involved in the mess. You feel me? If he doesn't want to be involved in the mess, he doesn't have to be involved in it. I feel like y'all be so fast to call Eli out for his cheating, but yet y'all never do the same thing with Claire. Claire cheated on Eli emotionally, and y'all never mentioned that. Even though her and Drew didn't have anything, me personally, I don't feel like it was an emotional connection. I feel like, it was more of a physical connection. But she cheated on Eli emotionally because she was mentally checking out and emotionally checking out with Eli. With Drew. Do y'all know in the episode before Eli came back that she told Drew that ever since Eli kissed the girl, everything's been different. She's been really sad, except when she's around Drew. He makes her feel happy, safe, whatever the fuck. And she purposely tried to set Drew up. She's the one who convinced him to date other people, to go start to date again. And then she automatically sabotages that because he didn't pick her profile to go on a date with. And it's because he said she had a boyfriend. And it wasn't until Drew basically gave her an ultimatum and saying that if she wasn't single, things would be differently. That is the only reason Claire broke up with Eli. It had nothing to do because, he couldn't make the Wild West night. At the end of the day, girl, he's in school and he can't. It's going to be impossible. He's in theater. He's trying to learn how to be a screenwriter and a director. So you should already know it's not going to be possible for him to drop his classes and tests and exams because you plan dates. Does it suck that he can't compromise and sacrifice? Yes, but he's in college. This is different than being in high school where, yes, I can cancel. Where if you call me at home and say, hey, do you want to go out? And it's like, yeah, I can make up for studying for this test. This is college. You have to be more mature. You're an adult now compared to when you're in high school. The thing is with Claire, she knew that long distance is going to be hard, right? And of course, they both agreed that they would work at it. But Eli and Claire weren't working. I understand that she felt like she was sad and things and all that. But that's the reason why she was with Drew. She felt sad. She was looking for someone to latch onto because she felt sad. It had nothing to do with her really being overly over Eli because she wasn't over him. If she dated Drew, she still would have been emotionally attached to Eli. You feel me? So my thing is, why was it okay for Claire to lead Eli on and lead Drew on? Why was it okay for her to she had sex with Drew and then made lies about him by saying he used her for sex and then drop her when it was not like that? He told her he didn't want to be her motherfucking rebound and said that if they get together now, he's going to be her rebound, which is 100% true. 100% true because like I just said, she's been with Eli forever. I don't expect her to just magically just fall out of love with him. If it's that easy, then she never really loved Eli. So Drew was not wrong for saying, I don't want to be your rebound. She tried to make it seem like it was something than what it was. Because at the end of the day, her and Drew did have sex, but it ain't like he just dropped her after they had sex. He just stopped talking to her and then completely avoided her. No, it's not giving the Craig and Manny situation. At the end of the day, I don't want to be your rebound. If this was something completely different, yes. But it's like at the end of the day, Claire, you are still in love with Eli. It's not over yet. All doors are still open. How is it she was bitching and moaning about that, but then at the end of season 13, she wanted to get back with Eli anyway? Because in season 14, that is her mindset, getting back together with Eli. Why was it okay for her to be pregnant with Drew's baby? Like, because we thought that. And tell Drew one thing and then tell Eli another thing. Like, I don't understand. Y'all never call her out for her bullshit, but yeah, y'all be so quick to call Drew out for his shit or Eli out for their shit. Y'all be so quick to call a nigga out for their shit, but y'all never do it with a female. Like, y'all don't keep that same energy. Y'all are not consistent. Same thing with the Maya, Zig, and Miles shit. Why was it okay for Maya to keep both Miles and Zig on a hook? Why was it? Like, that whole love triangle, I look at it completely different because I feel like Miles was not in the wrong for anything he did at all when he was with Maya. Nothing. I'm talking about as far as the love triangle is concerned. Like, he might have been like took it like he carried away with some stuff. Only thing I feel like he was carried away for was pointing a fake gun to Zig's head. That's a little red flaggish. You know, that shows like unpredictability. For real. Like, that's like taking that's like taking jealousy to a whole nother level, you feel me? But at the same time, I feel like in the same way he was wrong and he wasn't, because I felt like if Maya just would have told Zig a long time ago that she didn't like him, Miles wouldn't have been in that situation where he felt like he had to point a gun at Zig's head, you feel me? Maya was wrong for lying to Zig and telling him that things between her and Miles was over, even though she still loved him. And she was wrong for telling Zig that she would wait for him, even though she just got back together with Miles. Maya was completely wrong because she was keeping Zig on the hook. Let's be honest. She was keeping her options open just in case if her and Miles didn't work out, she could run to Zig. And Zig let her do that shit. He did. Why? Because whenever her and Miles broke up, he allowed her to use him for emotional support. Just for when Miles could tell her he's changed, she could give him another chance. You feel me? Like, Zig let her do that shit. And then Zig got on my motherfucking nerves season 13 because he felt like just because he liked Maya more or had a crush on her the longest, that to him, he's entitled to her time, to everything. And it's like, you and her are not in a relationship, you're not entitled to shit, and she's not your possession. Just because you liked her the longest and liked her first doesn't mean automatically she's owned to you, that she owns you anything. That's literally how I looked at the love triangle. Whenever Maya wasn't with Miles, he was completely nice to her. But whenever she was with Miles, he was an absolute jackass to her, asshole. Like when he called her his sloppy seconds. That's out of line. Him and Maya never slept together. She's not his sloppy seconds in any way, shape, or form. But why is it okay for him to say something like that? Because what? He's upset that the girl he loved rather be with Miles instead of him? That's not cool. Like, I don't understand. Like, y'all don't hold Zig accountable for anything. And I look at his character completely different. I don't like Zig at all. Like, I look at his character different. Like, I don't know. I just feel like he didn't even have much of an arc, much development. He just was a love interest for Maya. I feel like he was a good boyfriend to her in season 14. I feel like he was an asshole in season 13 up until when her and Miles completely broke up. And I felt like in Next Class, he was a shitty boyfriend. When he cheated on Maya and then tried to blame her for why he cheated and then didn't take any accountability, yeah, fuck that. I look at Zig completely different. I feel like Maya was wrong because she definitely was trying to keep her options open when it came to Zig and Miles. And I felt like another thing that Miles was wrong for, when he told the teacher that Zig was selling drugs, because, like, do you know what this motherfucker just said to me? Like, are you serious? Like, he just talking about, oh, it's going to be hard for you and him to stay friends when he lived down the hall from you. Basically saying, if he wanted to screw you, he could. If he wanted to have sex with you, he could. So why is it okay for Miles just to sit back and be okay with that? Like, Zig overstepped his boundaries. The fuck? That's the problem. And I feel like Maya should have been the one who said something, talking about, oh, you don't know what he's going through. Man, I don't give a fuck what he going through. I don't know why he feel like it was okay to say something like that to me when he know me and you are in a relationship. I understand he liked you and he's been in love with you and whatnot, but it's like, why is it okay for Maya to string them along? Why? Why is it okay? Because she liked the Miles and Zig at the same time, so why was it okay? She was stringing them both along. Like in the episode when she told Miles they need to keep their relationship a secret. Why? For what? You're with me. Why do we need to keep it a secret from him? Why? Like I said, y'all don't hold the female characters accountable for them playing games and picking sides. Like I said, for Belly, for the Summer I Turned Pretty, and Elena from the Vampire Diaries, Brooke playing games on One Tree Hill. Y'all don't hold them accountable. Y'all just feel like, oh, they're girls, so they're designed to be confused and indecisive. But if it's a guy, y'all can't wait to call him out and say, oh, you ain't shit, you did this, you did that. Where's that same energy when it comes to girls in Degrassi or girls in teen drama, period? Like, the double standard, I'm kind of over it. You feel me? I don't really have... That's all I really wanted to say. I don't really got nothing else too much to say. I just feel like the double standard is really ridiculous. I feel like both Claire and Maya were both wrong for basically leading both of... Claire was wrong for leading Drew and Eli on, for basically telling Eli one thing, telling Drew another thing. Maya was wrong for being with Miles and leaving her option open just in case that relationship didn't work. Leaving Zig on the hook, because that's exactly what it was. So, yeah. I ain't really got nothing else too much to say. I'm going to catch y'all on my next 2 videos for Degrassi. As always, it is nice talking to y'all. Catch y'all later.